As the market becomes loaded with investors, it cannot be helped but think that we are so close to seeing the best thing unfold for the industry of crypto. In fact, investors are swarming in just to become whole coiners. But what started off as a project many people doubted has become the future of currencies, and there is no other way to go but forward. As such, the coins are in for a bigger challenge that only they can decide. What coin will be the face of crypto? This is Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto, and make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We post frequently so you wouldn't want to miss it. In today's video, we will be talking about the friction that is happening between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and what Kevin O'Leary and Raoul Pal have to say in this closing tension on which will hold the upper hand in the near future. As we step into the big picture of it all, who will be deemed as the best coin out there, and who will be brimming with potential as investors flock to get a piece of the pie? Ethereum and Bitcoin are two of the most promising coins in the crypto space today, and it is almost inevitable seeing them compared with each other because of the exponential growth that they have exhibited throughout the years. Bitcoin has been stable for the most part, and it has established a rightful place in the market. It is consistent, safe, and easy to navigate and understand. Ticks all the necessary boxes for an investor to say yes. On the other end of the spectrum is Ethereum, which has been doing so well in the past months due to the merger, the main event of the year, which will signal the transfer of Ethereum from proof of work to proof of stake. Everybody's giddy about this, and the commotion has caused the performance of ETH to skyrocket, leading to some investors and experts believing that it might not be impossible for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. If you haven't seen the interview in Crypto Banter, it was a fruitful talk that included three of the biggest names in the market: Real Vision's Raoul Pal, Shark Tank star and investor Kevin O'Leary, and the director of Global Macro at Fidelity, Jurriën Timmer, sat down and made some interesting points about what awaits Bitcoin and Ethereum, and which between the two will be the flag bearer of the industry. Raoul Pal was the first one to give his impression on this, and he thinks that because of the merge that is coming in Ethereum, the network now has the opportunity to outplay Bitcoin. It comes with no hesitation for Pal to make this statement, so it seems like he has a firm belief on what lies ahead of Ethereum. Kevin O'Leary seemed to think otherwise though, as he said that while Ethereum has indeed shown some stellar performance in the past months, the road is still going to be challenging for the network, especially when investors are more open and aware of Bitcoin rather than Ethereum. In the past 13 years, many investors have shown interest in the use of cryptocurrencies and adopting them for trade. When MicroStrategy opened a floodgate for small corporations just a few years ago, that signaled the era of cryptocurrency, and it definitely has served as an opening for sovereign wealth funds to be the next participants in the market who will decide on the next big crypto rally. When this happens, according to O'Leary, investors will only know of Bitcoin. They know it because it is popular, and they want to invest in it because it is the most consistent in its industry. While Raoul Pal agrees with some of Kevin's points, he does think that there is much more in the discussion between Bitcoin and Ethereum other than just a supply and demand scenario. According to Pal, what we are actually creating is a benchmark interest rate for Web3. This is deemed as the big daddy to which all risk will be priced against. How will this work, you ask? Well, looking at Solana and seeing how its yield is taking much better than what was expected of ETH's yield, and then adjust it for the volatility of the currency that is underlying, it will match with the emerging market bonds. Through this established price relativity, you will be able to see what is mispriced and what is not, and where the risk is actually saturated, ultimately causing DeFi to pop off. Paul continues to talk about the proper yield curve and how having a risk-free rate is also something that means ETH's yield is guaranteed. However, one thing that is uncertain is the value of ETH. Paul makes this analogy with non-US investors buying US dollar bonds. In the event that the yield of these bonds will go up, the currency will fluctuate against these investors' odds. Paul believes that this is something that's larger than what everyone is thinking. And if the whole community is keen towards witnessing where all of DeFi is headed, this is the key to that. The impact of this event is larger than anything that's happened in the crypto space, and while it may be revolutionary, the increase will not happen overnight. You can really think of it as a sleeping giant, just accumulating enough resources and waiting for the right time to actually take control of the financial industry. Timur also had some noteworthy input in this discussion, as he talked about the S-curves of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Based on the movement of the curve, it could easily be denoted that Ethereum is better than Bitcoin's adoption curve. However, the value of Bitcoin is on a different pedestal as compared to ETH, and of course, people want to see more of this, and they are more giddy towards Bitcoin than Ethereum due to this. Bitcoin has the sense of scarcity that not every coin in the market holds, and it is also decentralized, so 2 points for Bitcoin with that. But hey, the scalability of Ethereum is also something that's worth noting for the network, so Ethereum definitely still has some tricks up its sleeves to turn the tide to their liking. Are you liking this exchange of points between O'Leary and Pal so far? Who do you think has a more plausible opinion in this discussion? Let us know what you think by commenting your thoughts down below. While you're at it, show us some love and support by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. We really appreciate what you do for us and make us want to publish more videos in the future. While there were some disagreements between O'Leary and Pal with regards to which Bitcoin and Ethereum will take the #1 spot, they also shared some similar thoughts, especially about the fact that we are basically at a turning point in crypto. Investors are getting themselves educated with the system of cryptocurrency, and the tumult that speaks the language of crypto's downfall has completely gone silent. You would know this is true because despite a decline in the market that has been quite evident in the previous months, investors still decide to hold their assets in place and be steady. Despite Paul telling that it wouldn't be hard for Ethereum to completely flip Bitcoin over, O'Leary thinks that it would not be an easy feat to accomplish. When talking about sovereign wealths, these funds do not have the analysis and knowledge that experts have. And so, they would most likely be leaning towards those that are loud and progressive even at a surface level, like Bitcoin. They like the volatility of Bitcoin's market, and they are attracted to that. Long story short, O'Leary thinks that it will take some time for Ethereum to reach that point of popularity that Bitcoin ultimately shares with no one. It is the spotlight that gives the coin that necessary influence to be these big investors' choice when entering the market for the first time. When it happens that these investors flock to Bitcoin's market and there are policies enacted to govern over their investments, it will not be too shocking to see each coin being valued at $60,000. The arguments that are held between Bitcoin and Ethereum have been going on since the market was still relatively young. Since then, there have been entities and personalities whose faith in Bitcoin has never wavered, believing that it is the prime coin that will take over the market in the future. But there are also experts in the field who feel like Ethereum is just bubbling up to be the prime mediator in this space. There are countless and varying opinions on this matter, and they are both valid and equally compelling to believe. And that is all for today's video. I hope you found today's content insightful and also helpful, if ever you're planning on deciding which is which between Ethereum and Bitcoin. If you have any additional points and thoughts that you would like to add, feel free to post them in the comments down below. Also, you'll be doing us a big favor if you can subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up. We are working to be the best crypto channel there is today, and your subscription keeps us going. This has been Diversified Streams. Thank you for tuning in, and see you in our next video.